Welcome to Arts Talk. I'm Bill.
I'm Heidi.
I'm Cliff.
We're back. It's the first show of 2020
Wow.
It has been some time.
since we had a couple of hiccups in January, so it's kind of a belated Happy New Year to all the Arts Talk viewers.
Nice. But can we blame Heidi for the delay? or-
No.
No, we can't blame Heidi?
No.
But we always blame
I'm
Heidi.
thinking about that.
No.
But we always blame Heidi, though.
Okay,
Yes,
so
I
what
know.
were the reasons that we weren't able to shoot?
Probably because of you.
No.
No.
Heidi couldn't find parking. I think it was something along that line.
Parking.
Yeah.
No, I think a few of us were sick.
Right? No.
Yeah. Yes.
And
I think we had a bad weather night.
yeah,
Nobody could get in,
Yeah.
so
Bunch of excuses.
that was all the coming from Cliff. Hey, were you here, Cliff?
I was here.
I don't think so.
Hey, but we're all
Okay.
here tonight.
We're all here tonight. I tell you what, this is kind of interesting. This is an Arts Talk mug made
Yes.
by the very famous, now famous,
Deborah
Deborah
Hughes Gar.
All right, Deborah. First thing and first things first is thank you very much for these cups. They're amazing. And secondly, I have in here, unlike some people I know around here, actual coffee with caffeine in it.
I do have caffeine in
Oh, dear.
mine.
And the fact of the matter is,
It's not
Nice.
coffee, but
this is not just any coffee. This is common ground coffee.
Ooh.
I mean, it's awesome.
I have lemon tea that's decaf.
Unbelievable.
See, I
what
thi-
kind of a system is that? Okay, here you go. Here's cheers to Deborah Gar and cheers to the Common Ground Cafe.
Thanks, Deborah.
Here we go.
cheers.
Sociable. So it's good to be back. It feels like we haven't been here forever.
I know, right?
At the same time, though, it feels like it hasn't been that long for some weird reason.
Weird.
Some
don't
really
know.
weird reason. Well, you found parking tonight. That's probably why.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
maybe.
so we're gonna do two shows in February. Is that
Two
right?
shows in February.
Cool.
Yes, to make
Sorry
up for
about that.
January.
Yeah, two shows in February to make up for January. Okay, so
Yes.
so Heidi, who do we have on today?
Well, today we have
This is a test.
a test. Mandy. No.
Man, yeah, we do.
Okay, you're looking
See,
at me. I'm like,
it
yeah,
was a
I
test.
messed up the name.
Yeah.
And I even went and said hi.
You don't have to blush on camera, Heidi.
Mind you, you wouldn't know it if I blushed. You can't tell.
No, I can't tell at all,
Can't
Cliff.
tell. I know.
No,
I
no.
wish you couldn't tell. I'm like a thermometer.
So, Mandy Eve Barnett
Yes.
from the Writers
Yes.
Foundation of
Nice.
Strathcona County.
Yeah, that's really exciting.
That was a pretty good on-the-spot test, wasn't it, Heidi? I'm
Yeah.
just trying to get back at you.
Oh my gosh. You're always trying to get back.
I know, right?
Both of you. I'm like, oh.
When you're not around, I torture Bill.
All the time. And when you're not around, I torture him.
Exactly.
So
So you being here is kind of like a break for us.
Yes.
Okay,
So we
sure.
actually did have a second guest for tonight's show
We did.
However-
who could not make it. So she is coming out on our next show at the end of the
Simply
month.
no dedication.
Yes, yes. From the gentleman who texts me just prior to the show, I'm running late.
I'm running
We're
late.
all here already waiting.
I got here in time.
Barely.
Barely, that's right.
Yes. So, one other thing I thought we should mention
Is
we all have podcasts.
we all have
we
podcasts.
do, and you know what? Not just the three of us up here, but we have a third show.
Okay, but
Like seriously.
I know, but the third show, those of us who know this show in the last little while,
Mm-hmm.
we have this group of three guys that normally comes up here and, kind of livens things up a little bit. And I think they're called, what are they called? Excellent improv or
Fantastic
improv.
improv.
like
Yeah.
amazing improv,
Phenomenal.
phenomenal improv.
Phenomenal.
Oh, good
just
improv.
no, don't say just good, Dan. It's
They're
better
so
than
good.
good.
They're modest. They're humble.
They're very modest.
Yeah.
It's damn good or Dan good, one of them.
They're humble improvers.
That's right.
Yes. So they have a podcast.
They have a podcast, and then this certain person over here,
has a podcast.
I have a podcast.
and what's yours called? Unstoppable?
Grace, Unstoppable Grace podcast.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what's ours called, Cliff?
I can't remember.
Podly podcast.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
the
thanks.
Podly
Thanks there, Heidi.
podcast.
Yeah, the Podly
Do you know why
podcast.
it's called the Podly podcast? Because it's the podliest of all podcasts.
Yes.
And what does that mean?
It means absolutely nothing.
Just like the show means absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Well, the theory is very simple. I was trying to come up with a name, and to use an existing word in an original way was getting to be a little bit difficult. Because you
Yeah.
know what? It's a very popular thing nowadays.
It sure is.
So I was just thinking about podcasts, and I thought that's pretty podly, right? So, and it just came, and then I talked to these guys about it, and then we said what we're going to do is we're going to make it into a word, right? Just like you say Kleenex instead of, just like you say Hoover the rug. So this is the podliest of all podcasts.
I never say Hoover the rug, but that's
I don't
okay.
know what you're
It's
talking
English.
Okay.
Don't say that.
Yeah. I'm going to go home and hoover the rug.
That's right. It's English.
I've never done that.
Unbelievable.
I vacuum.
What do you do?
the rug.
Electrolux the rug?
Vacuum the
Vacuum.
rug. Yeah.
Dyson the rug?
I
No.
guess. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Nonetheless, that's just the way it is. Don't worry about it. It's called the Podly Podcast.
Yes. And
I
there's
like
a,
the
there
name.
is a third member who is
There is a third
not
member.
here,
We
of
won't
course.
mention any names, but his name is Paul.
Yes.
Right.
And then the one
No
really
names.
good thing about tonight, we have one of our best listeners is in the audience.
Do you know, I can't believe it. Mr. Marvin, how are you,
A
sir?
gentleman by the name of Marvin has come out to see Arts Talk tonight. He listens to every single podcast.
pretty
I know.
cool.
And he's an actor himself.
Yeah.
You were part of the 1 Minute Movie Festival this year.
Yeah.
That's so fantastic. You know, it's amazing the friends you make in this place and doing this kind of stuff. I love it.
It's awesome.
I also think it's kind of cool that, so I had started my podcast with my friends, I don't know, we started talking about it in the summer, and then I found out that you guys were launching a podcast, and then, well, we knew that Good Improv had a podcast long before that any of us, but it wasn't like,
We were
well,
just copying
so-and-so
you.
has a podcast, so I'm going to start a podcast. I thought it was kind of cool how we all kind of fell into
Just kind
that.
of fell right into
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
so,
it's good.
cool.
so the Podly Podcast is live.
We do it live every
Every
Tuesday
Tuesday
night. We
night.
broadcast
Brave.
live.
And we
Brave,
have
brave
chat
souls.
as well. So if you get onto Mixler.com, you can actually chat with us live.
Sure
That's
can.
what
Marvin
does, and a few
chats with
other
us every
people.
week.
And it's great fun. And what about yours?
Well, we don't. All three of us ladies on Unstoppable Grace do not live near each other. One of us actually lives, Danielle, she lives up in Grand Prairie. So we're all over the place. So we film, or not film, record a podcast episode, and then I break it up into 15 minutes each, and then put it out into the interweb.
We're just not that organized. The only way we can do it is to do it
It's
live.
live, just live. That's
Yeah.
right.
That'd be nerve-wracking.
That's right. So
Yes.
I asked young Jordan to come up here.
Hi, Jordan.
Because, we're talking about the podcasts, and ours is live. Hers is, planned and,
Scripted and-
all and it's kind of cool. No, but I mean, it's good chat, right?
It's not quite scripted. It's more like we have an outline, and
right.
then we just whatever organic conversation comes from that.
We don't have paper
Yeah.
for ours.
Yeah, we don't do paper.
Yeah.
So ours is on Tuesdays, and of course you upload when you decide to. Fridays, okay, generally?
Fridays.
Okay. And what about you, sir? The good, my apologies. Not the brilliant, not the amazing, not the,
The humble,
it's a
the humble
good
podcast.
It's
Your
the good
humble,
improv
good improv,
podcast.
yeah.
So what about you guys? Do you have a particular schedule that you go on?
We do. We like to get real injured before we film the show.
Nice.
So
Did you say get real injured?
Yeah,
Oh.
like fall down some stairs.
Is that successful?
or,
Does that work for you? Because if we'll start doing that for ours.
Yeah, it works really well. Works really well.
Oh, good.
I don't recommend anybody else do it, but for us,
For you, it works.
it works really
Oh,
well.
we should try that, Cliff. Oh no, here comes Dan.
Yeah.
I don't have to ask you not to reveal our secrets on the air like that, please.
I heard all of that. Do you know what he said? No, I'll tell you next time.
That was a very loud whisper.
It was a
Yeah.
really loud whisper.
He is a loud whisperer. Yeah.
Yeah. Hope you didn't mind that was in your ear or on camera.
It was so loud, I almost fell over.
In case anyone's wondering, he's not supposed to reveal specific secrets. There we go. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry, get back. So you have a
Back
podcast
to
as
you.
well.
I do. Well, we do. Yeah.
Yes.
It's called the Good Improv Show. You can check that out every Wednesday on goodimprov.com.
Wednesday, there we go.
Or Saturdays at, I believe it's 7 o'clock on gradio.ca.
Cool.
Very nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Oh, it's a comedy show. You can see a bunch of sketch comedy.
Thanks,
I hope
Dan.
that's not a
Thanks for helping him
secret.
out.
Thank you.
It's Arts Talk. We're back on Arts Talk.
All right, thanks, Jordan.
I'm gonna take
It's been
this
a
back.
pleasure having you
All
up
right.
here.
See you later.
That was awesome. So there we go. We got a whole bunch of podcasts going.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Edmonton has like 400 podcasts or something.
Seriously,
Yes.
I didn't know
I think
that.
so, yeah, at
it's
least.
pretty cool. This summer I went. It was in BC.
Yep.
But I was at this kind of like Formanton Park
Hmm.
place, and there was this one building, and it had all this these exhibits and information about how radio started, and it is so cool. They had actually like these. I don't even know, like on a can, and then like a ring. And then the knob thing would
This
go
is kinda
on
like charades.
it, and then it was so cool.
I don't know what you're talking about, but it
No
sure
idea.
sounds good.
That sounds good.
Anyways,
Something with a ring.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. So I don't know. Is live radio actually in decline? Is that why podcasts are on the incline?
Podcasts, well, live radio still happens as we know, but
Yeah.
it definitely, media, I think, overall,
Yeah.
is moving to the podcast side. So you still have your live radio that you listen to every day,
Yeah.
driving to work or whatever, right? But podcasts have it's really become
Yeah.
the big thing now.
Well, it's really been put in the hands of the common man, so to speak, right?
At first, man, we're pretty common.
Yeah, we're pretty damn common.
Yeah. So anyway, we got a big show to do,
We do.
Okay.
and it is the first show of 2024, so we should probably get on with that.
Let's
and I
do
think Mandy Eve Barnett's probably waiting in the background, just biting the bullet, wanting to get up here and tell us all about the Writers Foundation of Strathcona County.
That's pretty cool. I'm excited to hear all about that.
All right, let's do it. We'll be right back after this.
Still got a long way to go. I'm coming home to my darling. Still got a long way to go. If you could wire me some money, well, I'll be home.
We're back. Mandy Eve Barnett from the Writers Foundation of Strathcona County. Welcome to Arts Talk.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you can hold that up a little further if you like,
can hold
just so
it
everybody here
further.
can hear you.
Thank you.
Now, this is not your first time on Arts Talk.
No, it's my third time.
Is it been 3 times already? Yes. So
Yes,
we had you on
already.
Shaw TV as well, didn't we not?
You did.
Yeah. So you were on Shaw TV. You were also on the Santa Maria at West Edmonton Mall way back with
Long
on the
time
show.
ago, my first book.
Well, you become a regular. Yeah, that was
have.
right. Your very first book.
My very first book. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Mandy, just like this.
Like
Yes.
A
this.
little bit like this.
Don't be afraid to
Yeah,
have
there
that
we
mic
go.
up so everybody
There we
can
go.
hear you.
Okay, thank you.
So, first of all, Mandy, let's tell our viewers a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about some of the books you've done, how you became a writer.
Oh my goodness, we could be here all evening.
We got lots of time.
I started writing 10 years ago. I've published 8 books. Children's books, young adults and adult. And I've also done some anthologies and a workbook.
Wow.
Can you tell us some of the names of like the titles to some of your books?
There's the Chewsome Loop, Life in Slate Patch, Creature Hunt on Planetoria, Clickety Click.
Clickety click.
I love that. That's
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah, that's a young adult. It's fun.
Okay, and are they fiction?
They're all fiction.
I thought the clickety click was the how-to book.
No,
No.
no. Certainly not.
So what made you decide to become a writer, Mandy?
I actually went to a meeting with the Writers Foundation because it was advertised in the library. And I sat in, listened to everybody telling their stories, and I got hooked. And that was it, really.
So prior to that, you hadn't really done any writing.
None.
Wow. And now you've got all these books.
Yes.
That's
And
amazing.
That's the encouragement and the support of the group.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did you actually start this group then or no?
Oh, no, not
No,
me.
okay.
No.
Oh,
I've only
okay.
been with it 9 years, so.
Only 9.
Only 9.
Only nine. Only 9 years.
And it's
And the
been in
group's been together
existence.
for 15. You're celebrating 15
yes,
years.
15
Okay.
years.
Yeah.
They were incorporated officially in 2005.
Wow.
So if you can briefly sum it up in a sentence, I don't know if you can, but what exactly does a writers group do? What's the purpose of it? Is it
Okay.
just encouragement?
Well, our mission statement is actually to support and encourage writers of any age and any stage of their writing.
Nice.
And the group will meet once a month. And we meet in this library, Sherwood Park. And it's really, if no matter what you're writing, it can be fiction, non-fiction, memoir, journaling, and then we can just share what we've written and get feedback.
Oh, good. That was my next
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Because that's very interesting, right? To be able to do that. I write a little bit, and
Right.
when you're sitting by yourself on the proverbial typewriter.
Yes, exactly.
Sometimes it sounds good or sounds bad. And you don't
Yeah.
really have an
Yeah.
idea how it bounces off other people.
Yeah.
You know.
You're still using a typewriter?
I know. I said proverbial.
Some people do.
I said
I'm
the
sure.
proverbial typewriter. Well, no, because I mean, some people like the clickety clack. I'm just
They
kidding.
do. You can actually get laptop keyboards that are actually like a
Oh,
typewriter.
that is so cool. I actually
Yes.
I had a typewriter
Right.
when I was a kid, and
Yeah.
I loved it. I don't know what happened to it, but I loved it so much. But yeah, I also I kind of wonder. So then, is it kind of like a script salon, kind of like that, where you read it, but then you're also going to get criticism from
Yeah,
what you're
well,
writing?
we don't do the word
Oh,
criticism.
okay.
We have constructive critique.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah.
Because our group
Feedback, yeah.
wants to encourage and support. We want to say, that's awful, don't come back. we don't do that.
Suck.
We don't do that.
Yeah.
No, the
so it's
idea
not-
is to encourage
Okay.
so that even if you just come in and, I've only written 4 stories, well, that's fine. That's brilliant that you've managed to do 4 stories, and then we can encourage you to do more.
So one more quick question on that particular
Yes.
idea then. What if a person has only written, a couple of chapters and,
Right.
and perhaps doesn't know how it comes across? Do you guys do part reads to say, hey, wait a minute, the language is good or it's coming across okay or it's interesting enough,
yeah.
to keep going on that particular pathway?
That's why we do the meetings.
So it doesn't have to be a complete story.
So, no,
Okay,
definitely
okay,
not.
right.
No, I mean, if you've only just started,
Right.
I want to write a novel, but you have no idea where to go,
Right.
from the idea, then we
Right.
help you develop it. Yeah.
Right, and sorry, just the last point is that you don't know, because when you're sitting there, maybe the dialogue comes across okay to you, but you know what you're
Right.
talking about, etc. So it'd be
Yeah.
awesome to have other people's ears on it and eyes on it to be able to say, hey, wait a minute, you're kind of on the right path, right, or wrong
Of
path,
course,
whatever.
yeah.
Cool,
Well,
cool,
that's
cool.
part
So
of
you-
the encouragement.
And you have a monthly sharing the first Tuesday of every month.
Yeah,
and that's
so
year round.
That's year round. We don't break for summer or anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, and before we kind of run out of time, Mandy, what's it like to get a book published here in Alberta? Is it difficult? Are a lot of the authors self-publishing now, or?
You can either try the traditional or hybrid publishers or self-publishing.
Mm-hmm.
There's always an avenue. You just have to find out which works best for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that avenue is open.
It's open for everybody. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so, if anyone was interested in joining, how can do they just show up, or how does that happen?
Well, you can show up at the meetings. You don't have to be a member.
Okay.
Okay. So the meetings are in the Birch Room in the library here.
That's
in
the Sherwood Park Library.
Yeah. And it's at 7 p.m. And that's the first Tuesday of every month. And if you want to try and get an idea of how your writing is developing, we also do monthly workshops.
Oh, awesome.
So that's the last Saturday of every month, and that's in the community centre in Sherwood Park as
Okay.
well, and that's from 12:30 to 3:30.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was pretty affordable. I saw like $20 a
It's
year.
$20
Wow.
a year. Yeah.
That's cheap.
So affordable.
Oh yeah.
And also, you've got a spring writing conference coming up on the 25th of April, which is an annual conference. And where's
yes,
that?
we do the spring conference every year, and that will be in the community centre here.
Out here in Sherwood Park.
On the 25th of April. Yeah.
Okay. So, and can anybody sign up, or do you have to be a member?
Anybody. No, anybody.
So, is there a rate? Is it free, or?
Yes, because we're celebrating 15 years, we're
Right.
charging $15.
Oh, nice. Excellent.
So do you get a pretty big group generally, or is it
We
a small
do,
group?
yeah. Yeah, we usually have 4 presenters,
Okay.
and we decide on a theme and have each presenter, do their own sort of session using that theme.
Using that theme, okay.
And then we just do Q&A sessions as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
And just quickly before we wrap up, you also have your annual Words in the Park, which is September 25th this year as well.
Yes, and that's part of Culture Days.
Right.
And
Alberta
we also-
Culture Days, yeah.
And we do that in the community centre as well.
Out here in
Yeah.
Sherwood Park.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you've got a lot going on.
Yes,
So make sure, and do you have a website?
we do. www.wfscsherwoodpark.com.
Well
Or
done.
Google the Writers Foundation of Strathcona County. There's a lot of
Yes.
W's in that. All right.
There's a dot after the third, right? Yeah.
Mandy, thanks so much for coming on Arts Talk for your 3rd time.
Thank
Maybe
you.
sometime down the road we'll have you on so you can do 4 times.
That would be awesome.
Match the number of W's. 4 W's, 4 times on Arts Talk. All right. Thanks so much, Mandy.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back after this.
we are back here on Arts Talk. Now, normally, an Arts Talk segment would consist of Bill or Cliff or Heidi interviewing somebody in the other side of the chair. But today, we are turning the harsh glare of the lights and the unblinking eye of the camera onto them in a series that I am calling Arts Talk Interviewed.
Arts Talk interview. Thanks. Thank you.
So we're here with Bill.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, how you doing today?
I've never sat on this side of the couch before.
Comfortable?
Kind of. Feels kind of weird, but it's kind of neat as well.
Yeah, it's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Because that leads me directly into my first question.
Uh-oh.
Bill,
Yes. Dan?
what is the thing in the world that made you the most uncomfortable?
Sitting right here on this chair getting interviewed by good improv.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's
Excellent.
kinda
Well, I'd
what
like
I
to
was
up the uncomfortability factor now and reveal something about Bill that not many people know. Now, when Bill was a child,
When when Bill was a child, I used to be 6'4".
what happened?
I shrunk.
Oh, you didn't lose your shins or something? And
Well, yeah, I actually walk on my knees all the time.
very tricky fact about Bill. He always walks on his knees. Now, Bill, can you swim?
You know what? I can, but not great.
Not great.
I actually, I swim on my back fantastically. I can swim for hours on my back. I swim on my front okay, but back is the best. Is that-
Interesting.
why, are we going swimming or something? Is
No, just gathering information. That's all. Now, Bill, my next question has nothing to do with
I have a
swimming.
feeling we're going to be going by a lake at some point, or...
My next question has nothing to do with swimming at all, Bill.
Okay.
How long can you hold your breath?
Wow. I have actually never timed myself.
Let's do it now. All right. In 3,
So that I
2,
can pass out.
1. Oh, geez.
Thanks, Dan. That's the longest dead air we've ever had on Arts Talk.
All right. Well, let me ask a different question then.
Is this on?
Let me ask you a different question then, Bill.
Yes, go ahead.
Where did you get your shoes?
These shoes are actually steel toes, and the only reason I have them on is because I came from work, so I left my steel toes
Oh.
on. So in case it gets out of hand here, I know my toes are protected.
Now, have you ever considered buying full steel shoes instead of just the toes?
I thought so. They might be a little bit heavy. You'd sink in the mud, but
True. I mean, knights used to wear full steel boots.
you know what? They sure did. And I have, well, actually Vikings didn't wear steel boots because I have Viking tattoos, so that kind of went the wrong way. But
Do you wear any
come
other
back.
steel clothing?
Not that I know of. I'd have to check in my closet.
All right. That's
See
a
if I've
fair
got any-
answer.
Do you wear steel clothing?
Oh, all the time. Absolutely.
Is it magnetic?
Well, sometimes
That would be my only concern. If I walked by somebody wearing a steel vest and they had a magnet, I'd be stuck to them.
that is a big problem. You know
Walking
what's
down the
even
street
worse?
stuck to them.
Even worse than that is when you're buying something that you think is a steel plate
Yes.
for your chest to wear.
Yeah.
And it comes back not magnetic at all. Turns out it was nickel the whole time.
No wonder. I think I had one of those, and I was trying to get a person with a magnet, and I wasn't sticking, and I'm running down the street behind them.
That's
and it's
probably
not
why.
working. That is probably
Trick
why.
of the trade.
It must be.
Well, thank you for joining me today, Bill.
Well, thanks, Dan. I
I'd
really
like to turn the
appreciate
mic
this
over
interview.
to Jordan here,
Okay, and I'm going to step aside.
who has some
because-
pointed questions for Heidi now.
Heidi, come join Jordan.
All right. Welcome back to Arts Talk. I'm here with Heidi. Now, Heidi, there's no need to be nervous. I'm not going to ask you any hard questions or anything like that. So I'll just launch into my first one. What's the point of life?
Arts Talk.
Correct. Wow. This is a fun interview. Now, you act.
I do.
That's your art.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I pretend. I'm a pretender.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fun. And what's the hardest thing to pretend?
Not that I act, Bill says. Trying not to laugh when you really want to.
Oh yeah, that can be very difficult.
Yeah.
Be very difficult. Okay, one more easy question. This would be a
An
softball.
easy one.
Where does laughter come from?
Here.
This has been Heidi from Arts Talk. I'm now going to pass the microphone off to Justin, and we're going to bring Cliff on in here. Thank you, Heidi.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hello, welcome back to Arts Talk. I'm here with Cliff. Cliff,
Sir Justin.
first of all, nice shoes.
Thanks, man.
They're really nice. Mine are not nice. Mine are work shoes, but yours are nice.
Mine are work shoes too.
Do you wear those to work?
I do.
You don't work on a construction site or anything?
No.
No. Okay. All right. What do you do, Phil? What do you do when you're not here? I just imagine you just wandering around outside until it's Arts Talk again. That's what I picture.
I think pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these shoes, they're really slippery on the ice. So
Yeah.
it's wandering around, but it's actually having a lot of fun,
Oh, that's
sliding
good.
around.
Do you have a but you have a job like
I
this?
do.
This I don't know if you're aware of this, but Arts Talk doesn't pay very well. What do you do?
What do you mean, man? I have a contract.
What do you do when you're not here doing this? What do you do for monetary stuff?
For monetary stuff, well, I actually work for a photography company. I'm the
Okay.
area manager for a company called Smart Photography in Edmonton.
You're the area manager for a. You manage their areas, or you
manage the
find
area.
areas for them to photograph?
No, I manage the area that's been.
Oh,
assigned
okay.
to
So
me.
you don't find things for them to photograph. That's
right.
what I would have
That's
assumed.
right.
That.
No, I don't.
How do they? What do they photograph?
School photography.
They photograph
School photography.
School?
Yeah, the kids in school. Yeah.
Do the schools know they're doing this?
I'm assuming.
Okay, I'm just checking. I just want to check on the legalities of this.
I'm
The
assuming.
schools are aware they're there. They're not
They're
just
aware.
showing up and taking pictures of
No,
kids, right?
no, that's
They're
right.
invited.
They're invited.
It's a scheduled thing.
That's right.
Okay, good. Because I was going to say, if you were the area manager for that, we would have to have.
We'd have to have a discussion.
Have a discussion.
A totally different discussion.
Yes, yes.
In a whole different direction.
All right. Phil, you've been doing Arts Talk for a while now.
Yeah, I bet now.
What's it like to be to work with two people who are just so unfunny that you have to carry the funny load for them?
Well, I mean, it's a heavy burden,
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, but I mean, I don't know. If you look at certain people, you can laugh.
Okay. Just cruelly and just out of cruelty. Does your photography company? Does their photography company? Do they keep the pictures of the weird-looking kids and laugh at them when people aren't there?
No.
They do, don't they? They do. They do. You know it. You heard it here first.
It's in my private photography
On
company.
Arts-
Because I do photography.
On your
as well.
private photography
There we go,
company.
right?
Okay.
Then I laugh at
Now,
people.
are those people in your private photography company? Are they being photographed with permission,
Sometimes.
or are you just showing up at their houses?
Just showing up.
Okay.
I'm here.
All right. Well, there we go. That was Phil from Arts Talk, possibly a sex offender. That's Cliff from Arts Talk,
Right. Thanks, Phil.
possibly a sex offender.
Thanks, Phil.
I was trying to cover your name up.
I know, right?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Arts Talk. We're here to do events sponsored by the Edmonton Muse. Check out the edmontonmuse.ca. Our first event is the Silver Skate Festival. This is going on from February 7th to February 17th, 2020, so it's already happening. It's down at Horlack Park, which is 9330 Groat Road. So make your way down there and check out Silver Skate. It's celebrating its 30th year, which,
Wow.
if you don't know, this is the longest winter festival in Edmonton. Been around a long time. Edmonton's oldest winter festival has returned, and it's free for the whole family. So bring the youngsters down, bring your aunts and uncles, and old Gam as well. And you have a wander through the sculpture garden. You can check out some sculptures. Try your hand at jam can curling, which sounds pretty sweet. Throw some jam cans around. Cheer on the racers at the Cordobaan, which is a traditional Dutch long blade skate race. You got the long blades coming out there. Cheer on competitors at the Northgate skate race, or explore the magical Silver Skate folk trails. It's magical. I don't know if they have magicians or where their source of magic is from, but it is a magical place. Don't miss the lineup of artists and live music performers at the festival as well. It's year after year a favorite amongst visitors. It's the fire sculpture. Did you know you can sculpt and have
did know
fire
that.
behind it? And with the pitch black winter sky as a backdrop, sculptures and effigies burn orange and amber, and there's gold dancing across the snow. It's very nice, very picturesque. And they're telling tales from across the world. And the hot glow from that beautiful display is going to warm your icy cold, rosy cheeks. True goosebumps moment. So if it's nighttime, vampires can head out there too. You can have yourself a good time. Silver Skate Festival.
Sounds like fun.
That does sound fun. That sounds fun. You know what else is fun? Dance is fun. And the Alberta Ballet, which is the ballet company in Alberta, whose productions I attend on a regular basis. I saw Frankenstein last, and it was really, really good. They are having Alberta Ballet Unleashed, which is 3 for the price of 1. 3 choreographed performances in one spectacular night. It mixes contemporary ballet and classical ballet. And that is happening on the 21st and the 22nd of February at the Jubilee Auditorium. If you feel like going down to Calgary, it's happening before that because they do Calgary and then they do Edmonton. They perform in both places because they're the Alberta Ballet Company.
Justin, the fact that you do not have your phone out like Jordan and I indicates that you were already too prepared for this, and then you throw in the extra facts on top.
Oh, yeah.
You're really making us look bad here. That's fine.
That's my goal.
I have an event that I'd like to say, too, that I've been...
Right off the top of your head?
Yep.
100%.
That would be Ignite, a harmony of stories happening February 22nd and 23rd at Festival Place right here in Sherwood Park. Now, the Vohan Ensemble, they're going to create a rich display of Ukrainian dance that lights the stage from the moment the curtain opens to the final Hopak, something I'm intimately familiar with. This year, Vohan's regional repertoire is joined by a telling of 2 stories and guest performer Oleksandr Bozhyk. Prominent name in a prominent Vohan. Sit back and watch as sparks ignite 2 sides of fire, love, and war. And then there's one other thing that's going to be happening in February as well that I think we should talk about real quick. Now, today is February 12th, but in a couple of days it's going to be February 14th, and everybody knows what that means. Yeah, it's 165 years since Texas was connected with the rest of the United States by telegraph.
That's right.
That was in 1855 that happened, and every February 14th, a lot of people just want to come together and celebrate that. So
I know that's what'll be in my mind.
Yeah.
Mine
I already
too.
got my cards picked out.
So have a great day, everyone.
We're back. We are back. We're back, Heidi. See that camera? There's a red light on it. And that usually means that the show is back and our viewers are watching. You learn, isn't it neat? You learn something new every day on this show on Arts Talk.
Hi,
that the red light means we're on. Our viewers are watching the show. We're holding our Arts Talk mugs.
Arts Talk mugs.
Well,
Yes.
okay, so we were talking about doing a cheer thing like this with all of our mugs, and then I thought it was going to happen, and then it
It's
didn't
almost
happen. and
well, we
now-
just did it.
There you go.
We just did.
And then I
Thanks,
started on
Deb.
camera.
Thanks, Deborah Hughes-Gar, again for the wonderful Arts Talk mugs.
Yeah, I love them.
So, it's 2020,
It's 2020.
As mentioned.
I can't believe it's 2020. That just saying that amazes me.
isn't it?
Okay, you know what's? This is gonna blow your mind.
Uh-oh.
Stand back.
Y2K was 20 years ago.
Big eyes. Don't give me no big eyes.
Can't you
What?
tell we're shocked?
Okay,
There's
no,
just a
but
look of
seriously-
amazement on our faces.
Seriously, I remember being at a party and someone was filling their bathtub with water because they were worried that they wouldn't have access to water.
Well, I was going to say, usually you put water in a bathtub, but some people put ice in their bathtub and put their beer in there, I guess.
Okay, to drink,
Yeah.
so they'd have water.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to drink their
Yeah.
bathtub water. Oh,
That
okay.
seems like such a long time ago, and yet
It
such
does.
a short time ago.
20 years ago.
It's a real weird Arts Talk topic we were just talking
It really
about.
is, that's right. Yeah.
Filling up
Time
a bathtub
travel.
with water.
Time travel.
Yeah, it was still like time travel.
Yeah.
More so into the future. I wonder what
Yeah.
like 2021 would look like if we could time
We could
travel.
ask a time traveler.
Yeah. I wonder if we
Yeah.
We'd have to find a time traveler. And
have to
ask
find a
him,
time
right?
traveler to ask. That's a good question. Gail, you brought that. I'm
It's kind
glad.
of an inside
Really
joke.
glad you brought
So
that up,
I
Cliff.
don't know if Arts Talk, people know, but it's kind of an inside joke, and it really has to do with the Podly podcast.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what I'm talking about, well, I guess you're going to have to listen to the Podly
You got to
podcast,
tune in
right?
every Tuesday night, 8 p.m.
17
live.
episodes.
There's another plug.
17 episodes.
17 coming up.
17 episodes coming up.
Yes. Not
Oh,
in one
yeah.
night. We're not doing 17 episodes in one night. It's episode 17.
And we could do a marathon.
We could.
A Podly podcast
I never thought about that.
marathon.
We
How
should try
long
that.
are your episodes?
1
About
hour.
an hour.
So you'd be recording for 17 hours.
Yeah, wouldn't that be awesome?
No.
What do you mean, dude? That would-
17 hours straight of the Poly
You would
podcast.
lose your voice.
That would be like one of those radio marathons.
Yeah, and if I did lose my voice, some people would really appreciate that.
Yeah. I think that'd be fun, actually.
That would be fun. I think we should plan it.
So anyway, 2020, we have to thank Common Ground Community Cafe in
Yeah.
Sherwood Park
Oh my goodness.
again for
Thank
having
you.
us out here to
Good
shoot
coffee.
Arts Talk. We'll be back on February 26th, right here.
Right, 2 episodes.
Two
for your
episodes in 1
watching
month.
Pleasure.
It's a 2 for 1 month.
That's right. 2 for 1 month.
Yeah, it's like a Boxing Day sale, but
like a
it's
Boxing
the
Day.
extended Boxing Day
Valentine's
sale.
Day.
Don't pay a cent of it.
Valentine's Day sale.
It's a Valentine's Day sale. Yes, you get
Valentine's Day sale.
2 for
I like
1.
that.
No, it's because we love our viewers so much
right.
that we're giving you 2 shows
There
in
we
1
go.
month. The
That's
Valentine's
right.
Day month.
Perfect.
So we're going to have lots of fun guests, I'm sure, coming up over the year in
Next fall,
2020. On the 26th, we'll have Jennifer Boudreau, who was to be here tonight but couldn't. Well, she's confirmed now. She did send me a text.
Okay.
So
I
she
don't
should
even
be
know
here.
her, but I can torture her now. Right?
Well, she's my ex-co-host, so I can torture her as well.
Exactly.
So, and
Jana Lapel.
Jana
who
Lapel.
is an amazing writer. I read her book, and I couldn't put it down.
Oh,
It
neat.
was incredible. Yeah.
Cool.
So,
So
she'll
you-
be here
What's the
too.
book?
It is called Under the Makeup. It's me.
Under the Makeup, it's me.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And you couldn't put it down, so you carried it everywhere.
Everywhere. Everywhere.
Everywhere you went, you carried that book.
I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wish you had that much commitment to, like, when she missed a Fringe show quite a few years back, or a
Sorry,
couple
I-
years
Maybe
back.
you
year
should
back.
write a book then.
Maybe.
Maybe we should. How Heidi missed the Fringe show.
Nightmare.
Nightmare.
What a nightmare.
What a nightmare it was when Heidi missed the Fringe show.
This is never going to get old, I'm telling
I
you.
thought that we
it's-
passed it on.
It's good. We did. We've passed it on to you
It's been
again.
over a year, guys.
I know, right?
All right. Well,
I mean, it was that impactful to us, right?
yes.
I guess so.
Your absence was just that
I mean that
impactful
much
us.
to them.
Exactly.
I guess that's kind of touching.
Perfect.
Well, that was kind of a touching moment.
Oh.
All right. Well,
Anyway.
All right.
that's it.
Let's do it.
Let's thank Good Improv.
All right. Thanks,
Yes.
Good Improv.
Good
Appreciate
Improv
that.
for being on the show and for interviewing us,
And for interviewing
putting us in the chair of being
the hot
interviewed,
seat, so
in the
to
hot
speak.
seat, so to speak.
That's right.
That was fun.
That's right.
So, February 26th, we'll be right back here,
That's right.
7 p.m.
Come on
Bill-
out.
There's no cost.
Bill, Heidi, and Phil.
Bill,
be
Heidi,
here-
and Phil.
We'll be here for your pleasure, for your viewing pleasure.
Phil.
Yes. Thanks, Phil. Thanks for bringing that
you.
up.
Thank you.
And Phil, on that note, what did we usually talk about at the end of the show? Just kind of like at the Poly Podcast.
Yeah, exactly, right? The webpage, people. I will
Facebook
tell
page.
you, I appreciate that very much. The Facebook page for the Arts Talk has grown incredibly in the last year, and we really do appreciate that. Please go to the page. If you're seeing this for the first time and haven't been there, go to the page, like the page, and do share it. We are obviously trying to grow this. This talk is about Edmonton, local art scene. And you know what? The art is not limited to any particular genre. We have, people that make mugs, and we have people that write books, and we have people that do photography, and we have people that have podcasts. This is just a show about art, any artistic endeavor.
Any genre.
Any genre at all. So it applies to everybody who is in the creative field, which happens to be everybody.
Yes, we're all creative in some way.
Exactly.
If
So
you're not, you're kind of boring.
that's right. So please go to the Facebook page, like the page,
Probably.
and do share it.
it's probably
Now, there's a whole bunch of viewers that just turned off the program.
Yeah.
No,
Because they just felt they're not.
everybody's creative.
They're sitting
in
there
their
going,
own
"I don't
way.
feel creative," and Heidi said, "I must be boring."
No, I'm
That's
kidding.
right.
Everybody's creative in their own way. So
Listen.
you know what? The show's for everybody.
Listen, Phil says you're creative, all right?
And we have well over 1,400 likes on that Facebook page. Let's see if we can get it to 2,000.
Right.
Oh.
All right, we would appreciate that, folks. Come stay with us for 2020. And, come along this journey with us. We'd really appreciate that.
All right, it's been fun. We will see you all again next time. You betcha. See you later.